Howdy, y'all. Welcome to the first episode of Fox Talks. Today we're going to be doing cursed guns with my friend. And one thing I pointed out, if you follow the Luger, the barrel comes out where the sight block is for the AK. That this is blatantly harming. Do you see that, Andre? Not only that, it appears to have the artillery Luger magazine. Also, what the fuck is up with this stock? It reminds me of something you guys will see later in this episode. I'll grab it right now as to show what I'm talking about. Bottom right corner, what about it? Really? It's not showing up on my screen. Oh, holy Jesus, it shows up when I swipe up. When I start to swipe up. I suppose because my phone's sideways. Right, because this is for my. I mean, I'd give you permission. Here's the one I was gonna grab. Doesn't the angle of that stock kind of remind you of this poor Mosen? I'm about to say something fucked up, but that Mosen looks like it was a fucking Jew during World War II. Especially the fucking back end of that stock. I'm so fucked up, I apologize. I mean, other than the back end of the stock moving from like the pistol grip here, it seems to be in fine condition. Oh yeah, I zoomed in right on the bolt. It's got some rust. That firing pin has quite a bit of rust, and I don't know if that firing pin would be able to strike. Let's take a look at this wannabe Groza. Oh, you know what I just noticed? It's not even a fucking weld job. It's a hollow rivet job. I wouldn't shoot it for the sole fact that it doesn't have a butt plate, and that's a fucking fuck that. This is a podcast that's going on YouTube and maybe Spotify. This is a self eradication device because if you try to use it, you will be sent to the shadow realm. Now, Andre pointed out that he thought that was a 1911 grip, but no, it just appears to be a polymer, bakelite, whatever AK grip. But then after that, I know after I pointed out that it's not indeed a 1911 grip, we thought this was just a normal AK. No, this is a 74 that they butchered up, not a normal AK. Because if you look at the angle of this magazine, that is not near steep enough to be an AK. You're burnt. What is that thing on the? Oh dear God. Oh dear. Oh dear heavens. I did. If you look on the welded part of the receiver where the grip is, you'll see a sight mount, a side mounted sight rail mount for a side mounted rail mount for dust covers for over dust cover. All of these are coming from r/slash cursed gun images, by the way. Also, I told him this wasn't necessarily cursed, because if I had a 3D printer and an HK, this is just something I would do. Give my gun a little high five. And then we found this, which was posted from liberal gun owners to r/slash cursed gun images. But then Andre pointed out that he said that he thought it was a takedown where where you can put the longer barrel on it. Also, I zoomed in up here because I thought you were talking about the serial numbers and stuff above the handguard. But yeah, no, if you look here above the op rod, you can tell that this is something you can take apart. Also, dear God, look behind the op rod. That's held together by Allen keys. You look just behind the op rod. That is held together by Allen keys. We think. I think it might be a little too short to be an actual like rifle length barrel, but and probably most likely yes. And this is definitely a self-eradication device because it doesn't have a front trunnion. That is a gap. That is a gap right underneath the right underneath that gas port. Andre, for shits and gigs, we should build this exact thing and see if it would at least function. I didn't say we'd have to hold it. Also, I found this, which is just a shitty Photoshop. Stick a thumb in it. Also, this is just a bit of a message. Just because you don't know what it is does not make it cursed. This is a Draco. And if you look closely, it's removable. You look right there where I'm tapping. You guys can see where I'm tapping. It's removable. It's removable. Just because you don't know what it is doesn't make it cursed. Unless you take that black, unless you take that back swing swivel off and put a brace on it, then the ATF is gonna Pound your door in and shoot your dog. And this thing. Oh dear heavens, this thing. Those are 20 millimeter artillery shells. Oh dear God, I just noticed something. Andre, Andre, you there? Hello? Andre?
Dip out and
Andre, you there? Anyways, if you guys look closely, that is an old school revolver. That is built off of an old school revolver frame. Oh, there we go. Were you able to hear me? Probably. It's built off of an old revolver. At least if you try shooting it like a dumbass. Oh God, yeah, it does. Galak. From the looks of things, it just looks like it was rebuilt to take Galil magazines. AK mags are perfectly plentiful, easy to find, and in a relatively easy to obtain caliber. I don't want that. I want to make my life fucking harder. Let's rebuild my fucking gun to take magazines for a gun that hasn't been in service in 20 to 30 years. And an ammunition that is a lot harder to find than 7.62 NATO. Makes perfect sense. Oh, I apologize. Well, I'm about to add a new one. Whoops. I accidentally just hit my home button. Actually, my home screen is just oh yeah, AR6. I want to build one. Is that bad? Well, I wouldn't build it. I wouldn't build it like this, right? Because this is just a shitty Photoshop. This is just a shitty Photoshop. I'm talking like what we would do is it'd be a semi-automatic. It'd have a bolt in it. but the bolt would be a rotating thing that could also theoretically kick the previous shell out. Not, no, you're right. We'd have to have an op rod like old school revolvers. But it would have a plunger tube on the back so you could take AR stocks, and that plunger tube could hold cleaning utensils, like a cleaning rod. Give it to Whistling Diesel. Actually, no. Last time he had a gun in his hands, he shot himself in the fucking head with fucking shrapnel. You think giving something like that to him unloaded will deter him from shooting it? Make it in 7.62 Mauser. No, no, no. We make it in a caliber that is just too ungodly to shoot. I'm adding a next one. I'm not going to add the extra the second image, but the caption stated, "Customer said his Remington 760 wasn't feeding." I I wonder why. Oh dear God! I just noticed there's a round in that magazine. I would just buy a new magazine, bury that, go outside with a fucking shovel, dig a fucking hole in the ground, drop that in there, hope to God it doesn't go off while it's dropped, and bury it. And then just charge him for the extra mag and be like, yeah, it'll be a couple of weeks for a new one to show up. What do you mean for a new one to show up? You want me to go on? You want me to go and bury it? Right? Oh dear God, yeah. One wrong feed. That is a lost cause. Next image. He had mentioned that the whole build looks plasticky. It does. It really does. But so does the floor, and so does the sling. This could just be like shitty LG camera quality. I will give benefit of the doubt. Next image. Because I want my 22 long rifle little pistol to jam 72 times in 9 millimeter. N No, that's a hybrid. That's a hybrid. He's running a hybrid rig there. At least it looks like it. You're right, they don't. That rear one is way too low. 'Cause that's one of them high riser scopes that are hollow on the in the middle, so you can put it on an M4 or a SCAR or something that has flip up sights, so that way you can have backup sights without having to remove your optic. Unless that pistol is chambered in 7.62 NATO or 5.56 NATO and has a fucking brace on it. Because let's face it, the ATF says not to shoulder it, but do we care? This is just modern warfare in 2019 in one image. Oh dear God. I've done it before. In Call of Duty Mobile, it's possible. Just unlock the revolver and level it up. You can even put a scope on it. Next image. Oh yeah. Especially for 357, because 357 has some pretty good ballistics. Oh dear God. You know that one scene from SpongeBob where SpongeBob goes to get his milkshake license renewed and the guy gets sucked into the ice cream mixer? That would happen to you if you got Grand thumbed with the M249 Grand. You wouldn't have a hand, and you probably wouldn't have a forearm. The Mini 36, don't get me wrong, it looks kind of cool. Practical? God no. God no. The wooden stock would be too heavy. You wouldn't have there's no rail underneath it to help you balance out all that extra weight from the wood. And then you have the ticking time bomb. And then you just have A7. For what? The A7? Which oh. No, it's just shitty Photoshop, but it's still scary. I know. Next image. As I told Andre when we were on call privately, I don't mind wooden furniture, but why the tactical dong? Why the tactical dong? Andre, there? You cut off, so I thought you got dropped again. All right. Next image. The friggin' P90 prototypes are weird and scary. Yes. How the fuck would that work? Dear God. Oh God. It's a bullpup, so it already has a shitty trigger, but imagine if it. Oh God. Imagine the trigger pull on that thing. Somehow downwards into. And then back up into where this wooden plate here is. Probably. Dear God. Yeah. While never lifting any more than 100 pounds. No, that's not really a southern thing. They have that kind of shit up here too. Except it's not. Except it's not a. It's not just one grown man doing it. It's a fucking truck. But anyways, the caption for this image was "Found it in my granddad's locker," which it looks all right. It looks all right until you zoom in right here. M4, fucking. He's gone all tactical with the fucking M4 pattern rifle, fucking bipod, stop, fucking go, fucking shorter mags for snipeability and prone, and then he's got a fucking 1911 grip. Next image is just a very shitty, what I hope to be Photoshop. When Mikhail Kalashnikov started designing the AK-47 in 1944, 1945, kind of blurry because it was winter. It was designed. He was designing a submachine gun to replace the at the time very unreliable PPSH-41. After the war had ended, the P there was already a gun to replaced it, and I believe that was the PPS, right? No, because the PP that was PPS-40. I don't know what replaced the PPSH, but something replaced the PPSH. So he scaled it up to 7.62 or whatever caliber in Russia, in Russian caliber, to be an assault rifle. Tactical semi-automatic lever action. And this one, Vice, I have several issues. I'll just let Andre talk about this one. Or just a flat dirty gray, depending on how old. The rest of it. Let's read what Vice actually said at the bottom there. A high caliber bullet poked at one of the gates outside Ovidio Guzman's house in Jesus Maria somewhere and somewhere. Oh God. Gyrojet, go Bert. Gyrojet, go Bert. Again, again. Gyrojet, go Bert. Next image was captioned "The Pug of the Gun World." Yeah, you can tell because of the fucking tag hanging from the bottom of the trigger guard. Well, this is something I would put in my gun room. That is something I'd put in my gun room to make sure they all stay up and off the floor. AKs are already known to have shitty fucking sights because of the sight pictures. Because of the sight radius being so small. Why? You're not hunting big game in Africa. You don't need nearly 2.5 feet of fucking. You don't need like 2.5 feet of eye resistance. Is that what it's called? I think that's what it's called. If not, I'm blanking it. This one didn't. Next image, by the way. This one didn't necessarily have any captions other than a complaint about it only being able to fire one shot unless they had a curved tube. There's a grip stopper on it, so yeah, why hold the magazine? Oh, I suppose the grip stopper might be for like range day range day Tom fuckery. So what? Next image. So I told him this would be a good zombie apocalypse weapon because it's not that cursed. It's just a Glock being held in by like an inverse Picatinny rail to a Scorpion Evo. Yeah, unless you put like some padding on the Glock. Or you lock the slide of the Glock back and use it like the little pad on the boy's anti-tank rifle. How a thing in the steel on of the steel plate would fold up so it could go over your shoulder. So it would let you shoulder the rifle easier when you're ready to fire. But even then, that looks to be a 40 cal Glock, right? Maybe. I think it's zoom in too far. You mean so you might have enough room there to put it over your shoulder? That's pretty short. 308. That you mean 38? You just made me have an idea. We should make a 308 pistol. Better yet, 308 British. It shoots Enfield food. And then this one, which to me originally just looked like a Saiga, an untampered with Saiga, because that's what they look like. The magazine specifically. What is with that curvature by the little thumb release? That doesn't look normal. But it also says Winchester up here, so I don't know. I don't want a lot for Christmas, but that's definitely not what I want under that motherfucking Christmas tree. Right? Although not that one. Not that one. Fuck the Scorpion Evo. On a real note, fuck the Scorpion Evo. Yeah, you can get one that takes block mags, but fuck the Scorpion Evo. Give me the classic Scorpion. The classic Scorpion is sexy. I wish Call of Duty Mobile would add more Activision would add more guns to COD Mobile. By the way, here's the next image. This looks like something you would find in Fallout 4 or Fallout 76. Again, Fallout 4, Fallout 76. Find this a couple of months after a police raid at the friggin' police auction. Random bullshit 5.56 AR platformed magazine fed rifle. Starting bid at $5. I'd buy it for the $5 and take it to a gun buyback and get $60. Oh yeah. By the way, if you're still no, if it looks like a gun and it can shoot, they'll give you like a $600 gift card to Walmart. Though, if y'all are still listening at this point, gun buyback programs are like free fucking money. I mean that. Go to your fucking local hardware store, buy some screws or some screws or nails, some fucking wood, and some fucking half-inch pipe, half-inch steel pipe. If it looks like a gun and it if it looks like a gun, it looks like a if it looks like a duck and quacks like a duck is basically what I'm saying. They will take anything if it fires and functions. Hell, it doesn't even have to function properly half the time, most likely. Oh, that's good. We can play tomorrow. The fuck you mean tonight? It's 3:09 a.m. and we're already at 40 minutes. So let's talk about one more gun and end off this episode of Fox Talks. What even is this? This is on what, 4chan? Yeah, this is on 4chan. This is from Google, pocketmortar.jpg. From Google, Yandex, IQBD. I don't know what that necessarily means. Also, Pocket Mortar. What is that? Hotchkiss, shell. You wish you were right. Well, fucking, you would kill yourself. You would kill yourself. Actually, depending on what kind of if it's smart mortar round, a newer mortar round, it won't even detonate. It won't even go off. But that, looking at that shell, that's like, that looks like it hasn't been fucking seen a fucking mortar since the fucking, not necessarily World War. No, no, I was gonna say Korea, Cold War, years. Well, I suppose that ends this episode of Fox Talks. I got my link tree in the description. I'll have him linked in the description as well. And you guys remember, stay foxy.